Austin, this one is going to be a tone setter because once we jump onto overpass, it's anything but guaranteed for Carpe Diem, who have had their struggles because they were trying to widen their map pool, and they've actually done a really good job of that, because if you look at their round differentials on 4 of their 6 maps that they play, they're positive now and in really good shape and form. Vertigo 6-5 but a plus 31 round differential, Mirage plus 32, and Overpass is plus 29 along with Inferno plus 45. So for me, that's a really good sign. We are jumping into the action here. Pistol round though between Carpe Diem and ATK. Third map, if we need it, of course, will be Vertigo.
CT side for ATK here on Inferno, and they're going to slowly move through middle, but it's an alt-mid play here from Carpe Diem that could catch them off guard. Fadey's pushed down quite low, but he's now back towards alt-mid. It's going to come down to timing. Taps away for one, goes back, but he takes a dink, but there's another player down mid, but Mistim has his back. Fadey now into Mexico as Mistim peeked from top mid, adds another to his tally, and only 2 more left. Chop and Wiz up towards brackets, not brackets really, but back towards alt-mid now into the balcony. ATK doing a good job. The Fadey Mistim combo, they might have both fallen, but they've done enough to give the advantage to their team. Bowden, the lone defender of the A site, while MOTM and Truth have cleared through Banana and are on the long flank. Apps pop here from Carpe Diem, though they're just looking for the bomb plant at the very least. Out they'll go, but Bowden's here. The secondary flash, though, does a good job of forcing them away. The smoke towards Moto will also wall it out, and the taps from balcony. It's going to be a combination kill. Chop's going to do the finishing job. The bomb can go down into a 2v2, but Truth has a kit, and he's also been spotted.
Truth trying to come around here. MOTM from the apartments. Spots out a body, but cannot connect with the shots. Now he's going to jump down. Has a chance to go for this retake. Knows there's one nice shot from MOTM. They've isolated the last player in pit. They know he's here. That's why the defusel's being stuck. MOTM waiting for the peek. It comes through. He can't connect, but he does on the fadeaway through the hay cart. And that is going to be the round here. ATK pull off the first with a very nice retake on the pistol round.
Very good retake indeed, and for ATK, they do surrender the bomb plant, but they do retake it quite nicely. I think Carpe Diem did a great job to even get the bomb down out of that scenario and make it a winnable one, especially considering how much space Fadey and Mistim got. Bowden going down without anything is definitely a big part of that. But it's going to be the force buy now from Carpe Diem. The Galils, the AKs, and the Deagles are going to be out in hand, and there's 2 AKs too for Carpe Diem, so it's a very strong force buy here. 2 M4s, 2 FAMASas for ATK, and a lack of utility, as most of that has already been spent. Some banana control from Mistim, but he'll choose to fade away off of the back of it. Carpe Diem waiting for some aggression, perhaps expecting SMGs to be pushing angles. But they're going to have to do the pushing themselves pretty soon here, as ATK are relatively turtled. And with that early banana control, they've even elected to rotate Mistim down through Speedway. He's going to make the return back towards B now. But for Carpe Diem, they still have a decent amount of time to decide where they want to go. They're just not going to be able to get any opening picks, because ATK, that's the one thing they need to avoid, is giving over the man advantage.
Flashbang going to get thrown here for Carpe Diem, try and get control there of Banana, and they will. Not much of a challenge from ATK so far. Bowden's actually going to get engaged upon on the other side of the map. CLASIA going to take him down, and that is the first frag going Carpe Diem's way. That bomb plant helping them buy up these AKs and the Galil, of course. And 42 seconds left on the clock right now for Carpe Diem to go for their execute. It will likely be towards the B site. In fact, pretty much guaranteed now. ATK, do they have the rifles here? Well, they do, but they're not the ones they'd want to have. It's the 2 FAMASas that are here. The A1Ss are all the way over on A, but at this point, ATK's realizing what's a brewing, so they're going to go for the rotation. The flank here could be very lethal if Truth hightails it on over, but he's not going to. That said, does he even need to be there? MOTM and Mistim are dropping the bodies. Time is against Carpe Diem. Now only 10 seconds left to get onto the site and plant it, and that means that all the bodies are going to fall in favor of ATK. Fadey with 2, Mistim with 1, and that is the second round on the board, because I think Carpe Diem fell into that trap of waiting a little too long.
That's that tantalizing trap where it's like, okay, we can wait a little bit longer, guys. We can wait a little bit longer, guys. And then when you actually do make your move, you run out of time very quickly. And Mistim does such a good job of staying alive behind Pillar that it basically just makes it so, well, even if Carpe Diem wanted to push on the site, they couldn't, because they have to be wary of that player. It buys time for the rotations to come through from both CT and Banana. And CLASIA starts this round off taking a knife to the back, so that's why he's at 28 HP.
Oh.
So, I mean, it's an eco, so it doesn't really matter in the end, but At least it didn't happen on their first gun round. That's all I'm going to say, because that's when it gets really messy. This time, yeah, you can afford it. MOTM's just going to push the issue down. Spray down at least one. Gets taken down. Actually, wait, 2 kills? A Glock kill? And a Deagle kill? Hold up. Now with guns in hand, Carpe Diem might be ruining that knife in the back to CLASIA. They might even give themselves an opportunity at a bomb plant. ATK scrambling away, spreading out. And this is where things get dangerous against these pistols.
Not sure I'm a fan of what MOTM just did. You don't have to be that aggressive. You know, you put yourself at risk against an eco, right? There's no reason for it. And he does get 2 frags, so it's okay. But the A1S is lost, and now it's in the hands of Chop, who could do more damage. Truth is going to spray down Wiz right after that smoke blooms. Maybe CLASIA can get the bomb plant. Seems very likely with the smoke that was thrown. Truth going for the wall spam, and he can't connect on it. So indeed a bomb plant coming through. So that's great for Carpe Diem, who are just on an eco as mentioned. Will they win the round? It seems unlikely, and yeah, Bowden and Truth do finish things off. So the aggressiveness for MOTM ends up not really punishing the team at all, and ATK will pick up a 30.
I wouldn't say it doesn't punish the team at all. It'll definitely punish the economy here. ATK are lucky to not lose an extra guy with the dropped guns, and even then they lose 2. And on the early sides of CT, it's not easy to get that economy built up, especially on a utility-heavy map like Inferno. Those Molotovs are so important. They're going to have a couple of players at literally $0 now. Mistim and MOTM both broke to the next round, while the rest of the squad has money. If you do lose a considerable amount of players in this one, it's not going to be a pretty reinvestment. Wiz is even going to get the big green gun in his hands. So it's a good start here for Carpe Diem in their first gun round. ATK, yeah, they have 3 on the board, but Carpe Diem have them a little wounded in terms of the economy battle, and that's something that Carpe Diem will know. Because they got those kills, it'll be like, all right, their economy's a little weaker. But we win this round, we get some kills, we'll give ourselves the opportunity. Bomb plant could still facilitate a buy in the next round. So there's still opportunities here for Carpe Diem to get stuff done, and they're going for picks again here. Didn't work out the last time they tried that on round number 2. But perhaps they'll get a little more damage here, or even a little more map control. Ooh, what?
That's a really nice opener from Walco. Yeah, missed him. Went for the peek, and Walco, unchallenged, gets that frag. So now Carpe Diem have full control of Banana. Reinforcements are going to come through for ATK, so they maintain the crossfire. No. They decide to send him towards Coffins. So MOTM, you want to post up here? If he peeks around, he will have a target, and he nails it. Walco is dropped to the ground. 4v4 Molotov thrown for both New Box and Dark Corner, as Carpe Diem are going to charge forward after that smoke has been thrown. Chop, first contact here. Moving on in. Spam comes through the smoke, but doesn't connect on him, so he continues his trek on forward. Truth peeks around at the right time, but Hext hits the headshot. Nice flick comes through for Carpe Diem, and now MOTM doesn't want to go down just yet, or at least try to go for a fight because he's afraid of going down without the reinforcements being here to ensure some sort of trade could come through. And here comes Bowden going for the spam into the smoke. At a certain point, you think they might call for the eco. Or, excuse me, the save, not the eco. MOTM's going to get the headshot over on Wiz. That makes it a 3v3, but CLASIA waiting at Banana gets Fadey, takes so much damage. I think a headshot came through there, but he doesn't go down. And with HexT finding MOTM, you'd think that Bowden would give up, but he spams HexT through the smoke. The thing is, time is ticking away, Austin, and this bomb's going to explode.
Yeah, Bowden's just playing exits at this point. He might want to stick around for an AK if it gets blown around. We'll see if that happens here. Opera cover 2 for Wiz. CLASIA will survive with 2 HP. Bowden will go hunting for something, and he will come up empty-handed. I mean, he'll save the M4, but he wanted an AK. Doesn't get that in the end. This shot here, Fadey gets the dink, and CLASIA kind of demolishes him out towards Banana. MOTM with a good duel there, but that's just AK better than the M4. That's all you can really chalk that one up to. But for Carpe Diem, they've got ATK in a spot where they're going to have to force into this. And then look at Mistim. Utility and a CZ. There's no kits on ATK either. Bowden could have bought a kit, and he doesn't buy a kit.
That's weird. He has $400, man.
Yep. This is something we've seen quite a bit this season, and it has been punished a few times too. So ATK are definitely going to have to not allow this bomb to go down, or they can be in some serious trouble. They're also soloing the pistol on B, which is another big risk. This is a gamble. Maybe they're betting that if they go B, they just save A. And get guns in the next. I think that's probably the plan.
Yeah, I mean, you took the words out of my mouth, honestly. It's just a gamble stack onto the A site. It could pay off as long as Mistim keeps them at bay. A smoke was thrown, and it appears to have been enough to force Carpe Diem off the B site. This is exactly what ATK wants. All the rifles are here. Flashbang thrown. MOTM and Fadey get 3 frags, make it 4 combined. MOTM with the 3-piece, and Bowden caps it off on CLASIA. Well played by ATK. The gamble pays off, and now they move into the next round with a 3-round lead.
Great flashbang for the peaks, and an even better mow-down job there by the players in brackets from ATK. Carpe Diem get a little bit of life, and they get knocked back down, but they'll have another buy-up in their favor. Glass cannon op on T-side Inferno. That's another gamble here coming out of the hands of Wiz, who has been a little quiet to start this one off. We'll see if Carpe Diem get anything done. Hex does have the MAC-10. Bowden tries to go down middle, but the Molotov, it won't guys off their vision. It's going to be an easy spray down there for CLASIA, as Bowden was looking towards alt middle. That mid-aggression has not really panned out too well for ATK. Aside from the pistol round, those pushes down towards bench just have not been working, and they get punished for it yet again. They're going to have to try and battle back from down a man. Considering the fact that Mistim is still limited to a UMP in this round, they've lost one of their rifles. They're going to have to rely heavily on this UMP to get anything done, and it's even going to reveal its own positioning. MOTM back towards the new box where he likes to play, and Carpe Diem know it. They don't even have to go back towards B either. They could go back to A if they so please, and there's plenty of time to do so. Mistim's even going to fall off, and Carpe Diem stalling out Banana. No, they're falling back. They're walking into the trap. They're going back. It's all a fake. And Mistim, he's buying it, and Truth is too? Yes, he is.
Well, that's problematic. Fadey's by his lonesome here. ATK are convinced that Carpe Diem are going to hit towards the B site. I mean, at least Truth can get back here relatively quickly, but Fadey has to stay hidden and just try to play his cards right to stay alive and strike when it's least expected. Fadey not cleared up, but they've spotted him now. He still hits the headshot on Chop, swings around. How is he still alive? He gets a second one. They need to clear him out. This is not okay. Fadey with a 3K, almost the 4th. Finally, CLASIA ends him, and Truth gets the trade. Walco, the last one standing. I mean, there's only 8 seconds left. He's going to have to try and stick this plant. He fakes it, though. Comes around the corner, gets 1, but only 1, and that is a 5th for ATK. But Fadey, I mean, credit to him. He played it really well. If you're Carpe Diem, though, after you spot him over the top of the smoke, you have to get that trade. 1 maximum for Fadey, but he gets 3.
Yeah, Hex cannot be sticking the plant there. Hex cannot be trying to force the plant. Yeah, you have to have faith in your teammates, but at that point, too, it's not safe to plant the bomb. You're exposed to mini pit, or rather big pit, and you know there's a guy there. He hasn't been cleared. So why don't you hold the line? Because your apps guy's to worry about his backside. Carpe Diem going to call a timeout, talk about things right now. Make sure that they don't allow ATK's momentum to get overwhelming, too. That's just the little details there for Carpe Diem. They all compounded into that round and made a bit of a mess there. So... Also, I'm actually curious why the apps guy was falling away when they wrapped through arches. That's another question that just hit me. I'm like, wait, he doesn't need to fall back into apps.
That's another problem. That's why Fadey was still alive, because he fell back into apps. Should have jumped down and put the pressure on Fadey. Instead, Fadey has the room and breathing space to jump around and get those 3 frags. Just, it was a weird situation. Again, though, credit to Fadey. He played that extremely well around the edge of that smoke. But Carpe Diem need to be a little better here. Chop. Going to go down to 63 from the nade, and Carpe Diem going to settle for a pistol buy up here. It's going to be 3 Deagles, the Tech 9, and the Glock, along with 1 piece of utility left. That's the smoke, and that's a 1 Deag coming through from CLASIA. Bowden is dropped, and the op is grabbed by CLASIA. This actually is an awesome start for Carpe Diem.
That's a disgusting shot. Just pre-fires the angle, steps around. It's the wall bang 1 Deag. And now an op in the hands of Wiz. This could give something over to Carpe Diem. But of course, the Deagle of CLASIA would be the one to start it all. He's the guy really at the top of the scoreboard for his squad, too. More kills than the rest of his team combined, I'd like to add. So he's definitely pulling the weight for Carpe Diem right now. Odin's got to be kicking himself about that one, too. A little bit disappointing about losing the op to that kind of a peak, but what can he really do? Online, peeker's advantage and such, and I mean, I don't even know if you're hitting that shot on land. CLASIA just clicked as soon as he got any sort of visual, and it connected. The rotations are here, though, for ATK. They're ready for the take. Fadey, he's got another lineup from Pit, but Truth on sight. Gets mowed down by HexT, and this is what they're doing. They're putting the pressure on. Fadey has to do it all again, and he's not going to be able to get more than one. His teammates have fallen, and Carpe Diem have risen. They've forced MOTM into a save, and off of the back of a pistol and a timeout, Carpe Diem are going to get their second round. They won't hunt for this, surely, but we can watch this shot again. And man, I could watch this all day, every day. Just how clean was that?
It was unbelievable. And I mean, look, all is forgiven, Carpe Diem. That's a great execute onto the A site, on the eco to boot, and you upgrade all of your weapons. One of them only the MP9, but the rest, an A1S, an AK, and the AWP, the big green, is in Wiz's hands. That's the way they should have gone for the execute when ATK only had Fadey on the site, right? They wrapped around towards Pit, put all the pressure on, and Fadey really had no chance to survive. So they learned their lesson. Great timeout called there, an adjustment made by the Walco, and we jump into this 8th round of action with Carpe Diem coming back and getting a second round. ATK are now looking at a pretty rough economy, so they have the saved A1S in MOTM's hands, but that's going to be pretty much it. 3 default pistols, the USBs, and actually no, Bowden decides to upgrade to a Deagle, so that's going to be 2 Deagles on the board. A little bit of utility, 3 pieces. The nade gets tossed out, but they also have a flash and a smoke to work with. Truth will try and harness some of that Deagle magic, and he does! Walco is going to be the recipient this time. 5v4 in favor of ATK. The difference here is that they can't pick up the gun that Walco had because it's all the way on the other side of the map. CLASIA does get the trade on Fadey to even things out at a 4v4.
But it is the pistols here for ATK, aside from the saved gun, so 4v4, not a bad scenario so far, and if it is going to be an A hit here from Carpe Diem, then, well, if there were more people here, it would be a lot more difficult to take the site, and Bowden's actually going to make it here. This becomes a bit more of a problem now for Carpe Diem. Truth still lingering around as well. Bowden's been found out, though, but Truth can still find one more from Pit. He's looking for another headshot. He's not got the magic just yet, but the shotgun Deagle might get another. No, CLASIA dives down, gets the side swipe, leaving MOTM to save again on B, and Carpe Diem will string 2 in a row. It'll be another bye for ATK in the next round.
Look at that. The flashbang hits him right in the head, and when you don't have armor, it makes quite some noise when you get hit directly with it, and you heard it. I'm surprised that Carpe Diem weren't looking towards Pit after that happened. Maybe they just didn't get the audible in their headsets, or someone didn't hear it at the front of the line. So either way, they do win the round, so it doesn't really matter. And MOTM is the last one standing, who will continue to save this A1S forward as he really should. Carpe Diem, though, they win 2 in a row for the first time in the map, and they cut the gap to 2.
I think our producer was liking the way that AK's just tilted up there on the site. Oh, and we actually got the bomb explosion animation. I don't know why it doesn't explode half of the time, but when it does, it's always nice. CSGO, GoTV, why do some guns disappear, crosshairs disappear when the gun is bought for somebody else using the buy feature in the menu? Who knows? But the mysteries of CSGO are many. The mysteries of this map, however, between these two sides, not too much. No op, though, for Bowden still. He hasn't had a... Bowden? Okay, he's back. I was a little concerned there, but he's back here. He hasn't had the op since he got 1 dig, so that's a big thing for ATK too. Bowden's op is a huge part of their successes overall throughout the course of this ECL season, so not having that is going to be something to keep an eye on. Truth, though, he's going to be mowed down by Chop. A good flash wing doesn't really blind him, but it still enables him to catch him off guard. Fadey from Pit. He's done a lot of damage, but can he do it all alone again? This is the 3rd time he's going to have to be a hero. He's done it once. It's a 50% success rate. I think this one might be another one too tall. It is indeed. They triple peek him, and MOTM and Mistim are going to have to save on B or spawn. But right now, A site is wide open. There's nothing ATK can do to hold this one down.
Yeah, I mean, MOTM and Mistim just have to opt for the save. The Carpe Diem, since they called that timeout, I guess they saw something or figured out the way ATK was playing the site, because this has been an adjustment and a half. As they're going to take 3 in a row. Mistim does catch CLASIA chasing a bit, as he should. You know, they've got the money. They can play around a little bit and try to punish ATK more. And you're going to see perhaps some more chasing coming through on Walco's side, but he's not going to spot anyone out. So the 2 ATK players will be able to save the rifles. The thing is, the economy is hurting quite a bit once more. Heading into round number 10, that big gap that ATK built up early on here is pretty much gone. Carpe Diem, a chance to tie things up here against what will be a light buy, except for MOTM and Mistim, who saved those 2 rifles. Let's see what they decide to do. I mean, A's been the play. It's working out well. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. We'll have to see what Carpe Diem decides. They do want to throw a wrench into the mix, right? They want to mix it up and perhaps go to the B side just for the sake of doing it, but well, we'll have to wait and see. It looks like, again, they're posturing towards this A site. Smoke going to get tossed. That's for Arch side. And again, yeah, they're going to go for that early peek. That's Chop. Looking for an opening frag. ATK have made an adjustment here, likely because, of course, they have 3 pistols and 2 rifles, so they're stacking up towards the A site. And in fact, not really giving much visibility to Carpe Diem this is happening, because 3 of those players are playing behind cover onto A. Now they're going to peek a couple of players around the edge of this smoke. Pop's going to spot out. No, he misses it! He looks away, and Bowden hits the headshot. Now Carpe Diem are in a bit of a panic trying to figure out where that came from. CLASIA does spot one out, but Truth delivers a deagle bullet to his dome as well. Now Truth re-peeks it, and Wiz manages to find the trade. 3v3 here. Molotov getting a toss on forward. Fadey gets tagged, but missed him. Finishes off Walco. Fadey around the corner, cannot get the low HP player, and Wiz hits a no-scope. 2v2. Carpe Diem are light on HP. At least HexT is, down to only 3. But bomb is going to get planted here. ATK with a chance to get one back and prevent Carpe Diem from tying things up here.
And it's the rifles, too, for ATK, the one save from the last round that can make this retake happen. Only a smoke, unfortunately, for their retake utility. A Molotov or a flashbang would go a long way. Wait, they picked up a Molotov, and that's going to go right into Wiz's position. He's getting mollied out. They know where he is. MOTM, though, has to be wary, and Wiz out into the open, strikes for one, goes for the second, but misses that shot. Needs to connect, but he does have help from HexT. MOTM now thinks better of it. Time is too far gone, and Carpe Diem, 4 rounds straight, tying it up now. And it all started on the back of a timeout and a pistol round victory. The A site a little less squishy this time around with ATK on pistols, funnily enough. But Carpe Diem still exploiting the A defenses right now. And ATK, I would say this is time for your timeout to figure out what's going wrong on that A site and patch the holes before your ship goes down.
I mean, I have to say, given that 3 players had deagles in that round, it wasn't that bad on the A site. The thing is, Bowden, Fadey with the 5-7, jumping off of boost spot and going for the aggressive fight may have been a mistake. He could have lined up the shot and finished off the low HP Hex, but he misses everything, ends up getting flashbang as well, and that's the difference maker in the round, because if Hex goes down there, you don't have the distraction coming through to support Wiz. So Carpe Diem pull off another one. 4 in a row for them, as you mentioned, off of that timeout. Odin going to be locked in here with the big green towards Banana. And now Carpe Diem, well, again, going to try going to this A site. Can it work one more time? Chop gets one, swings around, no second. Fadey, now no longer playing pit, is on site. But Walco is going to take down MOTM, leaving Fadey to his own devices. Reinforcements are coming through quite quickly, and that's missing right around the corner. He gets domed by Hex, and Carpe Diem are just on a complete tear. Hex gets another one. That's 2 on the round for him, 7 on the map, leaving only Bowden stranded and alone. And with the big green, well, he doesn't want to engage further. He's going to save. Look at this.
This is a furious entry here. Only 1 kill, really, that kill from Fadey. And HexT mowing down the rest of the players, swashing through that site, just pushing in every different angle. Bowden's going to try and save the op. He'll get a jumping CLASIA there, but really, for right now, ATK had better call a timeout and fast, because your A defenses are not working out at all. You need this timeout here, and it's definitely past time. Should have called your timeout at the tie scoreline, because now you give Carpe Diem 6, and you're not going to have a strong buy going to the next. It'll be MOTM with an M4. Bowden can drop one as well, but a couple FAMASas or SMGs. It's not going to be pretty. ATK are calling the timeout, and thank goodness for that. It's going to give Spray an opportunity to talk things over with his squad, and boy, do they need it, because yeah, they might have started off 5-1. Doesn't matter if the other team's up 6-5.
Yeah, ATK, going to talk things over. MOTM with 7K. You can buy a couple of A1Ss. One for himself and one for his teammates, and I don't know if that's going to happen. We'll see. MOTM does end up with one. Is he going to drop one for his teammates? He's still thinking about it. And there we go. He will end up dropping it. That means rifles across the board here for ATK, 4 A1Ss and the AWP, and Carpe Diem, AWP 3 AKs, and CLASIA's got an AK on the ground as well for sure. They've got enough money. So full utility for Carpe Diem, who are cruising along. This A site has just been given them round after round, and you have to imagine they're going to mix it up eventually, and they decide to. HexT gets naded down to 56. Another nade comes through. I don't know if that's going to connect for much, and no, it doesn't connect for anything. Molotov's going to force HexT back a little bit further as he goes down to half health. Carpe Diem just looking to gain that space up Banana, but you have to feel like the final hit's going to come to A with how well it's been going there.
Oh, no doubt about that. This could all just be distraction here. They've even left the bomb down. They're looking for a pick. Bowden splits the goalposts as car control taken by Carpe Diem. And the rotation of Mistim is going to come back. It was just solo Bowden over on B. Oh. He's blind and he's gone. Walco, good flash bang from HexT. Mistim smoked out in CT. Tosses the water flash and he's going to run to site. MOTM's coming here as well. And off of the back of that pick, Carpe Diem are going B as they should. But a good flash, it doesn't work. Mistim doesn't get that kill in time. And HexT will get him down, but it gets traded back by MOTM at the very least, but still a man advantage for Carpe Diem, and there's still a lurk here on A. They're looking for it, though. CLASIA gonna be fast on that trigger. He gets a second out of that, too, and he's still got half health. MOTM might not even be able to save here, and Carpe Diem with a massive resurgence. A sixth is guaranteed at this point. MOTM wants nothing to do with a retake, and he could get blindsided, and he will. Sent through the boards, and it's a 7-5 now. Carpe Diem, they woke up. A slow start, but man, when they decided to kick off the covers and get on moving, they have showed up in spades. This is a magnificent T-set display. They are winning every single duel. They are playing great with utility, and there's nothing ATK have been able to do to stop it.
This is why they added CLASIA when he became available, because he had so much firepower, and with the shift in attitude, the reason, of course, why Carpe Diem ended up cutting him a couple of seasons back, they said, you know what? Things look like they're going well with you, and he's much more willing to kind of work with his teammates, and he's just... Attitude changes are important, and Carpe Diem's always been a very professional, kind of a high-level team in that regard. So, with that firepower returning, Carpe Diem become even more difficult to go up against. He's up to 15 here, and overall throughout the ECL season, CLASIA had 325 frags, a plus 69 kill to death differential, and 80.1 ADR. He helps out HexT, who's also been doing quite well for himself. Regular season stats of 80.9 ADR and 361 frags. Here we go, though. 1 minute left on the round. Lots of time expiring here. Carpe Diem are back to the A site. Why not? Let's see if they can continue to pick it apart, and with ATK on a pistol. Chance to really take control of this match, and Fadey's going to go down, but there's Bowden. The 1D, CLASIA is going to be dropped by his hand.
And Bowden's closing the gap too. Might be a little tiny bit of daylight between that smoke as well. He'll go over the top and he'll look for something, but no one to find. HexT with the bomb is out in apartments too, but he's not making his move. Carpe Diem are going to have to make a play, though, fast. Look at the time. It's down to 23. Deagle's ringing out. They know there's players here. The A side is no easy task to retake, or to take in this case. And with time at 15 seconds now, they're going to have to push in, and it's going to be a messy brawl. Chop spraying away wildly. Walco's got his back. There's one in mini pit, but Wiz has the line. The last one working in through brackets is MOTM. He's chopped down one, but Walco comes in for the trade, and now it's 7 in a row for Carpe Diem. And despite burning down the clock and almost burning down their own house, they're able to get the round again. Even if there were rifles there, I don't know if ATK is going to be able to hold off because of just how fast the blitz was onto the site.
Yeah, again, you know, Carpe Diem really explosive on their A hits, and that has been working for them, so they continue to go for that. 8-5 in their favor. Here come the rifles from ATK, and Bowden's been playing towards the B site for the past few defensive ends when he's had the big green in his hands. Now he mixes it up. He goes back towards top mid. Kind of like him better in that position. I think he's had more success on Inferno when he plays top mid on A site, but looks like Carpe Diem really don't want to show face yet, and Bowden understandably is a little bit hesitant to go for another peek, so he's going to back off and head back to the A site proper, likely playing around Moto for the remainder of this round. Carpe Diem, in the meantime, are going to send 4 players up Banana. They're hoping to catch ATK off guard here, but ATK actually has 3 players waiting. Flashes come through. Nate's going to do a little bit of damage, you have to imagine. It does. Gets chopped down to half health. Truth finds one. Missed him a second. Classy has been responding quite well for his squad, and he does it again here. A 2K on Missed him, and MOTM site cleared out. Reinforcements are coming. Truth looking to swing around that corner, but Bowden gets caught off from Wiz's AWP. Then CLASIA again. A 3K for him on the round. Only Fadey left, and Carpe Diem, even though it started off as a 5v3 in favor of ATK, they pull it on back thanks to CLASIA's 3K, which now turns into a 4-piece. 9-5 for Carpe Diem off the back of a 20 bomb from CLASIA.
20 bomb, and he's not even done with 15 rounds. We hit round number 15, and it's going to be a force up here from ATK. They'll get what they can, but what they can find is not going to be what they'd like. A couple of M4s, a FAMAS, and an MP9. Only 5 rounds to their name. 8 straight for Carpe Diem, looking for 9. And CLASIA looking to bolster that 2.0 KD right now. He's already got that first point of contact. Bowden going for the utility jiggle, but Chop's got the opener. This could throw things into confusion for ATK. Fadey, though, in bedroom. Might catch CLASIA. He's ready for it, but he was not able to get the shots in the end, kind of running away. Fadey now has to be very careful. The smoke will completely reveal the position of Chop, who sprays through it. Now he can be collapsed upon, but Bowden up in balcony. Kicked out of dodge. MOTM falls on B, and the bomb's still down T ramp. It's a 3v2, but Carpe Diem just continue to play for picks. Fadey pushes through, and now he's just a wraith. It's all down to Mistum in a 1v3 to keep Carpe Diem off of 10 rounds and a half on the T side of Inferno. And well, this might have been Carpe Diem's pick, but boy have they delivered. Wiz shows up 10-5. We'll see you after the break.
I think once again it will be Falcon, because we got obviously rivalry on us. We are French, we know each other very well, and we want to beat each other. Yeah, it's Falcon.
We don't have any particular team to really want to beat. We basically think everyone at the same level, you know. We didn't underestimate any low teams, any big teams. We didn't think that they're stronger or they're weaker. We just play our main gameplay, you know, just as
in the league. But I think it will be good if we can beat, for example, Entropic, because yeah, they're highest team in the league, and they're playing good CS. So we can just prove ourselves that we can also be on this level.
I don't think we have any rivalry against any team. But as I said, playing against Brazilian teams brings a lot of stuff back in the game. So I think in the Brazilian final would be good, and if we win, it should be a really good turn for us.
All right, we're back, and look, I gotta say, Austin, after Carpe Diem really flubbed their execute onto the A site and let Fadey get that 3K around the smoke, I was thinking, man, ATK can really run away with this, but no, Carpe Diem call a timeout. Walco says, here's what's happening on this A site. We need to make an adjustment, and wow, did they ever make an adjustment. 9 rounds in a row to cap off the first half, and now they're into double digits and only need 6 more here to secure map 1. ATK is going to have to make a lot of noise on their T side, and Walco with the insta headshot from the USP as MOTM peeks around the corner towards B. Good nade thrown as well, and Bowden goes down to half health off of it. CLASIA is right there to get one, but finally they shut him down. That said, good flashbang thrown to help Chop drop Bowden, and now the bomb is at his feet as well. They have to go right into him to find it. Chop gets a second and a third. He's a lumberjack, folks, chopping down all the ATK players, and it's 11-5 in favor of Carpe Diem.
If Chop's Paul Bunyan, who's Babe the Blue Ox? Or is that only a United States reference that you Canadians wouldn't understand? I'm actually curious now to see how many Americans even get that reference. Carpe Diem called a timeout, though.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Paul Bunyan actually was supposed to be a giant logger guy, invented pancakes, and Babe the Blue Ox was a giant ox that carved the Grand Canyon. There's the legend for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice. And, okay. Yep. Jacob, our producer there is saying, I don't know what that means. It's a big question mark. Well, ATK is going to have a big question mark above their heads if they lose this one without winning another round. As Carpe Diem are on a 10-round win streak now, looking to make it 11, and ATK, well, they're not going to have much going into this round. Only Glocks. Just the Glocks and a couple of pieces of utility. Already tossed one, and now they have the flashbang going on forward, and Hex going to have a party. He gets 1, 2, and a third. Cooked to a crisp, even gets 4. 2 barbecued. That's Bowden MOTM going down to that Molotov and missed in the last one standing.
Well, I'm sure he'll take the barbecue party any day of the week. Missed him. I don't know if there's much he can manage to do with the Glock in hand all alone. Walking into the lion's den, and Chop will eat him up. You could watch this again, though. Just the fact that 2 players died to the flames here is kind of funny. And with him sitting in the fire, taking the fights. I think he got 0 to 100 in the Molotov, by the way.
I wonder if he did that on purpose to try and give less kill bonus, right?
Could be. That was a meta at one point.
It was. Way back when, like, that's a long time ago that we saw all 5 players just run into a Molotov and die to prevent the loss bonus from being too impactful. Or, excuse me, the kill bonus. But, yeah, anyway, let's see if ATK can come back here on their AKs, but Walco gets the opening frag. Upgrades to the AK. Chop finds one on Bowden. Luckily for ATK, MOTM had his wits about him to get Walco, but Chop is not falling away from this fight. He wants to find him, and it ends up being another Molotov frag, this time from CLASIA on MOTM. That said, Fadey and Truth are still alive and kicking, and Fadey managed to get one to almost even things out here. Still the man advantage in favor of Carpe Diem, and CLASIA, he was thinking about throwing the smoke, but given that there wasn't much presence towards bottom of banana, he's going to foot it on forward and see if he can find more targets. Well, he will, and he wins it. Truth goes down. That's the bomb.
That's the bomb, and now it's a 1v3 for Fadey. Plenty of time, but being able to make his way out of this one is not going to be an easy task. He does have pretty much full health, though, and a bit of utility to work with, but getting by CLASIA is going to be the first and probably the hardest test, but it will not even be a factor. CLASIA decides, you know what, I got these. He's going to toss the M4 back, but Hex is still going to sit on the MP9. Probably going to be good, though, this round, because ATK will not have too much for armor, not have too much for weapons either. And a 13-5 looks to turn into a 14-5, a Tech 9, Deagle, a couple of Deagles, and Bowden will sit on the Glock looking for an op into the next, but right now ATK are floundering. Inferno is looking phenomenal for Carpe Diem. And, well, they haven't quite seized the day just yet. But they've got a death's grip on this map. Hex goes aggro with his MP9, and he already opens it up. A good flashbang from Wiz to help out with that. Nade does even more damage. Walco up close and personal around Banana. Unlucky to get taken down there. MOTM with a drive-by headshot. And in this 4v4, this Deagle connects onto the player back coffins. That's Chop. Oh, there's 3 players here. Never mind. It's still going to be a round for Carpe Diem.
Yeah, it's a good adjustment by Carpe Diem. They immediately sent the reinforcements on over, and ATK really couldn't do much. Not to mention they've just lost the bomb. Carpe Diem swarming that like a bunch of bees just going around their nest. Now they're going to charge on forward. Spam through the smoke. Yeah, Carpe Diem's got this. I mean, ATK only with a couple of pistols and 29 HP combined amongst 2 players. I mean, they might as well try for something so they get that full loss bonus and maybe a chance of taking some more guns out of the Carpe Diem team's hands, but this one should be sealed. Signed, sealed, and delivered for Carpe Diem. He keeps trying to spam through this smoke, Austin, and getting so close. Finally, Wiz, Will, and Fadey, and it should be MOTM going down in turn.
I feel bad for Hex there. Even when he goes for that next guy walking through the smoke, he still can't get the kill. He still doesn't get the kill there. That's just unlucky for Hext. And he's going to keep on trying with the MP9. No reason to get rid of that, I guess. And they're going to go back at it again. Rifles though for ATK and up for Bodenmaster. And, well, if ATK don't want to vanish into the mist here, they're going to need to pick this one up. They're going to need to get this done. Can they find any success? Hex with Molotov. Deep more utility used towards Banana. And Chop might even go aggressive with it. Actually, both CLASIA and Chop pushing down Banana. And they might even continue to force their way through.
Oh, no.
8 trade, and CLASIA's got 2.
Oh.
4v3, and there's still another. That nade does even more. CLASIA can get Boden. He has no the operas here. Is Boden watching mailbox? No. CLASIA could actually get this. The smoke will get Boden out of dodge, though. And Truth picking up Hext means brackets is open. You know there's only one left on A.
Okay.
And with CLASIA falling for 1v2, Wiz is in a bad spot with the op. He can get sandwiched here very easily. Are they watching for Walco, though? Are they watching the flank? Yeah, this is a round for ATK, the round they had to win.
Yeah, Boden's waiting for this push to come in. The timing's actually not going to be in his favor, but he does get to cover because he has to go and plant that bomb, obviously. And he will be planting it. Spotted out now is Walco. And I mean, he could opt for the save. The thing is, there's enough money to go for a buy-up regardless, I would think. Next to Walco a little low on money, so, well, doesn't
CLASIA's
matter.
got 9k.
Walco's going to go down, and Fadey will spray him down. So 14-6 in favor of Carpe Diem, who still have a very comfortable lead, but that's something for ATK. Signs of life after Carpe Diem pulled off 13 rounds in a row. Wow. Score update here, guys. MIBR have taken the first map of the night in ESL Challenger League playoffs, and wow, was it a blowout. 16-2 in their favor, Austin.
That's was over as soon as it started, really. That's very disappointing, too, considering how well Pain were playing. Either that or MIBR just on another level entirely, which is probably more or less the case. I mean, we all knew MIBR was good, but pulling off that stunt against Pain is something else entirely. That's an amazing scoreline. And we'll see if Pain can even recover from a blow like that. ATK looking to avoid something similar. 6 rounds only to their name so far. Starting to book their way in on towards A. Plenty of utility to clear out that lane side. Wiz, though, has the op posted up towards Arches, and if they walk through, Hex is actually going to spray down too. He got the brackets fade away, and they might even try and go back towards B, but Walco and Chop are waiting. Walco has a gap in the smoke, and MOTM's going to dry peek it pre-fired, though. Quite nice of a kill there by MOTM. And Chop in new box has to be very careful. Drops the smoke early, flashes away, rotates around a pillar, but smokes aren't walls, and you can shoot through them quite cleanly. Chop still alive, knows there's one in water. Back to new box. That's the bomb! The bomb went to clear! And now MOTM has to push him in! It's gonna be a kill there for MOTM, but Wiz is back now. The time has been bought, and Wiz has them both! A good flash assist there from Hext on 2. And map point here for Carpe Diem. And what's the buy gonna be like for ATK? I don't know, but Chop does so well to buy all this time and get that initial kill. Wiz come through pretty much cleanly.
And Wiz, who has been quiet, you can see why. 63% of his frags were with the sniper rifles this season. 196 sniper frags overall, and they average 0.41 sniper frags per round, which is Excellent. Walco's just going to charge down mid and take down Diem, and Wiz and CLASIA simultaneously find two. Fadey and Truth are dropped. This is all Carpe Diem all the time. Bowden and Mistem, the last two standing here in the way of a 16-6 Carpe Diem victory. Bowden, very solid with the op, has been a star for ATK this season. Silenced here. Truth, the same with the rifle. Not able to do much of anything, and I'm not sure if that's due to the fact that he was slightly sick, of course, over the last couple of days. But either way, spot out there happening from Carpe Diem, and ATK knows that they're completely trapped now. Smoke gonna get thrown for CT Cross. Hex catches off Mistem trying to sneak through the smoke. Bowden gets taken down by Chop. That's gonna be it. 16-6 Carpe Diem as we head to map number 2 after this break.